諦めない心君とならば頑張れる無駄なことはないよ上を向いて笑おう一度君の時だ
から何調子に乗って正義感出してんだよ。苦しい息が。
Ayumu Aikawa is a 16-year-old high school student who is tragically murdered while investigating a suspicious house. However, he soon awakens to a strange armored girl called Euclid Hellside. She reveals herself to be a necromancer who has revived Ayumu, consequently turning him into a zombie. Now immortal, Ayumu sets out to hunt his healer. One day, while searching in a cemetery, he encounters a boisterous young girl named Haruna, who is fighting a bear with a chainsaw while dressed as a magical girl. After she kills the beast, Haruna attempts to erase Ayumu's memories of her, but he instead absorbs her magic for himself. Stripped of her powers, Haruna now orders Ayumu to take up her role of hunting strange creatures known as Megalo, monsters that roam the human world and terrorize the population.
花になりたいのですどんな時もずっと
Number 9.
Ever since he was a child, zombie-obsessed Chihiro Furuya has wanted an undead girlfriend. Soon enough, his love for all things zombie comes in handy when his cat, Babu, gets run over, prompting Chihiro to try to make a resurrection potion and bring him back to life. During his endeavor, he sees a rich girl named Sankarea yelling into an old well every day about her oppressive life. After meeting and bonding with her, Chihiro is convinced by Rea to preserve and saving Babu. Eventually, he succeeds with the help of the poisonous hydrangea flowers from Rea's family garden. Unaware of the potion's success and seeking to escape the burdens of her life, Rea drinks the resurrection potion, mistakenly thinking she will die. Though it doesn't kill her, the effects still linger and her death from a fatal accident causes her to be reborn as a zombie.
花になりたいのですどんな時もずっと
Number 8.
Ichiro Inuyashiki is a 58-year-old family man who is going through a difficult time in his life. Though his frequent back problems are painful, nothing hurts quite as much as indifference and distance that his wife and children have from him. Despite this, Ichiro still manages to find solace in Hanako, an abandoned Shiba Inu that he adopts into his home. However, his life takes a turn for the worse when a follow-up physical examination reveals that Ichiro has stomach cancer and only 3 months to live. Though he tries to be strong, his family's disinterest causes an emotional breakdown. Running off into a nearby field, Ichiro embraces his dog and weeps, until he notices a strange figure standing there before him.
Number 7.
After being brutally murdered along with her family, Makina Hoshimura turns into a Shikabane Hime, a living corpse contracted to the Kogon cult. In order to exert revenge on the mysterious undead organization responsible for her death, she is assisted in this task by Keisei Takami, her contracted priest and former friend. This series follows the story of Keisei's younger brother, Ori, a boy with an unusual attraction to death who slowly discovers his brother's secret and gets dragged into the world of the Shikabanes.
Number 6.
High school student Ibuki Kenta has been haunted by misfortune for as long as he can remember. For no apparent reason, everybody around him dies tragically. Ultimately, he refuses to become too close to anyone, even his childhood friend Akane. This leaves Keita alone in a life full of misery and disgrace. While eating at his favorite ramen shop one evening, Keita meets a strange young girl named Kuro, possessing abilities that surpass that of a normal human being. Kuro classifies herself as a Mototsumi-tama. She explains to Keita about Terra, a life energy force played between three identical-looking people, a global phenomenon dubbed the Doppelganger system.
Number 5.
ジュナ
先生、心拍が。
何
Juna Ariyoshi is an ordinary Japanese schoolgirl who possesses a childlike curiosity and a strong admiration towards nature. One day, while on a trip with her boyfriend Tokyo Oshima, Juna dies from a motorcycle accident. However, she is given a chance to live by an individual named Chris Hawken. He offers her powers that make her the avatar of time. In exchange, she must fight to protect the earth from evil forces called Raja, which are born out of the toxic pollution human beings have caused. She soon discovers that this is no easy task. While trying to master her newfound powers, she must also seek answers to deep questions about the way science and technology have taken away humans' primal and instinctive connections with nature.
Number 4.
A nonsense comical mystery. Harumi Kazuhito is a high school boy who loves books and is a fan of a novelist, Natsuno Kirihime. One day, he finds Kirihime writing at a cafe, about to be shot by a robber. He protects her from the attack but is killed instead. Through the supernatural power of a bookworm, he is reincarnated as a dachshund's dog. Kazuhito, as a dog, writes in a painful bookless life. When a sadistic woman carrying a pair of scissors offers him help, she is Kirihime herself.
Number 3.
Immortality is something many people would wish for, but would it be such a coveted ability if people knew they would be the subject to countless attacks because of it? Such is the case for Rin Asogi, an immortal private investigator, because there is no shortage of people who want her dead. Over the centuries she has met many grisly ends, but each time she returns to life as if nothing had happened. In 1990, while looking for a lost cat, Rin runs into Koki Maeno, a man who feels that his memories are wrong. Agreeing to help him, Rin discovers that Koki is not what he seems, all the while drawing closer to her true enemy. This adversary knows Rin and her kind all too well, and if she dies by his hand, she may stay dead permanently.
花になりたいのです。どんな時もずっと
Number
俺
When Hiro Hiyorimi tries to save a beautiful young woman from certain death, he ends up a dead hero himself. However, since the drop-dead girl is Hime, daughter of the king of the monsters, his reward is to come back as a not-quite-living soldier in her honored guard of horror. That means helping fight off the army of supernatural monstrosities Hime's siblings are unleashing against her in hopes of moving up the ladder of succession. And if facing off with vampires and zombies isn't bad enough, how can anyone be prepared for the really weird ones, like weresharks, pandas, and killer dumplings? This sure as hell isn't the afterlife Hiro was hoping for. But the really sad part is that Hime is the good girl in all of this, or at least as close as good you can come when you're on the wrong side of the gates of hell.
花になりたいのです。どんな時もずっと
Number 1
俺何言ってんだ。これから死んじまうってのに。ダメだ。くそ。もう体が全然。
High school student Issei Hiro is a run-of-the-mill pervert who does nothing productive with his life, peeping on women and dreaming of having his own harem one day. Things seem to be looking up for Issei when a beautiful girl asks him out on a date, although she turns out to be a fallen angel who brutally kills him. However, he gets a second chance at life when beautiful senior student Ria's Gremory, who is a top-class devil, revives him as her servant, recruiting Issei into the ranks of the school's occult research club. Slowly adjusting to his new life, Issei must train and fight in order to survive in the violent world of angels and devils. Each new adventure leads to many hilarious moments with his new comrades, all the while keeping his new life a secret from his friends and family in high school DxD.